Should be live. Okay. How's everybody doing? Yep. There's a little meow in the back. See. All right. This is weird. I don't like this. I'm supposed to see it here, right? But I don't. Sorry guys, I don't stream that often here on the channel, so this is like a slight difficulty. I don't know if it's going to be a big deal or not, but it'll be a little bit of a learning curve, I guess. So we'll figure it out afterwards. Bottom line is, just as the title suggests, I'm going to be working on some pages. I've already done a lot of the hard part, but now, you know, I have a lot of stuff inked. I have things storyboarded, well, inked, toned, but it's not completely toned. And there might be a couple things here and there that I want to edit on the manga pages. So what we're going to be doing here is racing to the deadline, as the title suggests. As you guys can see on the side of today we'll kind of maybe touch on a couple Q&A type stuff. So if you guys have any questions, I'll also have separate videos that focus on them. That focus on these new books and what's actually going on, because I know a lot of you guys probably don't know. I don't know. Oh, Monitor, how you doing? Got a lot of people here. Really appreciate the support. Also, if you guys want to see me working on even newer pages, coming up with the inks and all that stuff, you guys can catch me on my Twitch, where I'll be streaming a lot more often, like most nights, and I mean most nights, anytime I'm going to be working on manga pages, there's always going to be a portion where I'm working on the pages that I'll also be streaming to Twitch. Mostly Twitch, not so much here on the YouTube channel, but every once in a while, like you see right now, but to Twitch as well. So make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch. But here, I'm going to be working on these manga pages and going panel by panel, giving the final touches to kind of complete them. I did exclude some pages. Now, obviously, all these pages are future pages, right? So they're essentially spoilers, especially if you haven't read. But there are certain pages, even in this chapter right here, there are certain pages I've taken away because they're just so spoilery. Like it's too big a spoiler to just randomly reveal. So I'll kind of work on those pages in private. So there'll still be a bunch of pages that I work on in private, but then there'll be a host of pages that I do live, mostly on Twitch. Again, so if you guys want to see that, you guys can go check me out on Twitch. Sold the soul. Who sold the soul? Whose soul is sold? Again, shout out to everyone who's hopping on the stream. Let's see here. If you don't know, I'm working in Clip Studio Paint, and I'm just gonna be going for some of these panels. Actually, is pretty much complete, but there's still like something I do in the end that you guys will see, almost like a filter type thing that I do in Clip Studio Paint. I don't even know if I'm doing it right. Hold on. I have a little meow. Ugh. Trying to get the lights. Cats, man. So. Like I said, I'm going to be working on some of these pages. These are for future Apple Black. These are, in fact, for those who don't know, I've already started working on Volume 4. In fact, a chapter and a couple pages have been done already for Volume 4. What you see on the side is Volume 1, and it's the new Volume 1. And I know, every once in a while, everybody's waiting for Volume 3 to drop, and it's all done. Pretty much all done, right? But, I'll explain in a more concise video versus live, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. But these versions of the books are like the books. These are the books that are going to be in bookstores, translated into different languages. These are the books that if they sell, it makes the idea of anime more viable in all forms of adaptation, toys, video games, list goes on. It depends on how these books perform. The links to where you guys can go check it out: Amazon.com/shop/WHYTMANGA, and you can get the Apple Black Volume 1 that you see. And this volume, the differences between this and the previous versions that existed prior to the book deal that we have with Corto Books. That's why all these changes have kind of happened. That's why a lot of stuff has not been released. A lot of stuff has been in the works. We've been trying to get deals like this to help distribution, to start to play with the big boys, to play in fields that are only occupied by the bigger companies like the Image, DC, Marvel, but then, shonen manga books and Shonen Jump, Shueisha, Kodansha, all that kind of stuff. And leveling, Saturday AM leveling up, if you will. So not only does the Apple Black book need to do well, all the other books need to do well, including even our How to Draw book, How to Draw Diverse Manga, and that essentially is what it sounds like. You can consider it my How to Draw book, but it's really Saturday AM's How to Draw book, because it's not just my tutorials that are in it. All the contributing artists are artists associated with Saturday AM or inside Saturday AM in some form. Saturday AM is like shonen magazine, kind of like Shonen Jump, and then Saturday PM is for the seinen magazines, seinen content. Saturday Brunch is for josei. Saturday Afternoon is more of like our web content, and it has both shonen and shoujo stuff in there. So Saturday Afternoon, Saturday AF, is not a magazine. It's kind of just chapters, almost like a webtoon type thing. And we'll still be updating over time. And that you can find on pilotmanga.com. And you can see some new stuff. In fact, Monitor Comics, I think he's in the chat somewhere. His comic, Change the World, is in there, along with a host of other good titles, I think. Dream State, and a host of them, in fact. Let's see. Dream State, October Legion, Benedict Brick the Benedict Nick the Phenomenal Brick. It's supposed to be a joke, so it's fine. It's called Brick. And I also want to call Boneyard, which I think is also leveling up. There's a host of stuff that you guys can go check out there that I'm sure a lot of you haven't heard of. But Apple Black, what I write and illustrate, if you're new, I don't know if you're new to the channel, just in case. I write and illustrate Apple Black, and that's what you see on the side. And so this new version, this volume 1, it's basically these volumes will be different from the original. Well, I guess not the original really, but the old versions that I guess most of you have, where you guys got volume 1 and volume 2. They'll be different slightly because the art's improved, the grammar's improved, but even certain character designs are different. Certain scenes are moved around, and maybe certain like pages are slipped in, right? It's going to be in a more traditional manga book size, right? You fit in the shit, like the more traditional manga book size. You'll have some colored pages, better quality print, better quality paper. A post-credit scene. All our books, Apple Black, Hammer. Again, if you go to the Amazon page, you'll see all the books. Amazon.com/shop/WHYTMANGA. You'll see all the books, and all the books have a post-credit scene, and it's kind of like part of what we're doing with this new Saturday AM book line, partnered in this book deal with Korto. And we're trying to do innovative things. Yes, we're inspired a lot by stuff that comes out of Japan, but also stuff that comes out here in the West, like from a Marvel, DC, MCU, getting that vibe with all our stories. So some of the post-credit scenes actually tease a Saturday multiverse where all our characters come together to fight a common evil, if you will. And I think is really interesting, especially for like that new person picking the book up for the first time. So there's going to be some changes there. There are going to be more changes as the volumes go forward, especially. So the volume 2 is much more different. And then one of the things to know, though, is that it's going to be a more uniform book size. Like if you guys have volume 1 and 2, you notice that volume 1 is much bigger than 2. And so there's more uniformity in how this one's going to be put together. So book 1 is slightly less pages. It's still over 200 pages, but it's slightly less pages than volume 1. Still over 200 pages. Volume 2 will be the same. And the good thing here is that volume 2 will come out it's available for pre-order, so that's what you'll be doing. But then volume 2, right, the new volume 2 with the new cover, because again, you can see that's another thing, that's another difference, is that this has a new cover. All our books have new covers. The new volume 2 would come out late this year as well. And then volume 3 will come out the same time volume 1 is coming out to this year, but next year. And then volume 4 will come out end of next year as well. So we'll be getting 2 volumes next year. That way, it's been a long time since I released a new Apple Black installment, but at least this way next year we'll get volume 3 and 4 in the same year, right? So the pages I'm working on right now are volume 4, right? This particular page actually is volume 3, but this is me kind of doing some final touches to it, and making sure it's prepared for when the time comes to actually turn it in. But the actual page stuff is really complete for volume 3. The only thing that's not done now, because of how we structured things with the book deal, is like the post-credit scene for volume 3. I just need to I need to do that. Honestly, I need to figure it out and do it. But it's not going to be that many pages. It's just a post-credit scene. So the post-credit scene for that. But I'm already started working on volume 1 and 4. A chapter is done. A couple pages are done. And then, we'll go from there. All the pages will have like a more uniform page count, but still over 200 pages. And like I said, more traditional book size, colored pages, better quality print, better art, better dialogue, grammar, all that stuff. There's a lot more eyes on this content, translated in popular bookstores. And if you pre-order the book, pre-ordering the book actually helps, the way it's perceived by buyers. And it's like, oh, a lot of people pre-order the book. Okay, we definitely need to get it in the store and stuff like that. So it's really crucial that you guys pre-order the book. And also people who pre-order the book are going to get trading cards free, trading cards from our Saturday multiverse, trading cards of our core Saturday AM characters. So there'll be several cards available, a Sano one, a Ryuzaki Ruby one, Opal, and characters from other series as well, right? And then there'll be some rare cards, like the Eroda Sano will probably be a rare trading card, and we're trying to do cool stuff for those who pre-order, because pre-ordering the book is very important. This is it, guys. The idea of building this Shonen Jump here in the West, this is the best shot we've gotten so far. And if these books hit properly, if this book hit well, not just Apple Black, but if all the other books do well, right? Even the How to Draw book, like I just mentioned, diverse creators coming up with diverse perspectives. There's stuff there that can teach you about building your own art style and diversifying the pool of art styles that exist in anime and manga. Character design stuff that'll help you in there, and also basic stuff on how to draw, just the face, hair, human body proportions, and all that kind of stuff. It's tutorials from me, tutorials from different creators. I think when it comes to how to draw books, I don't want to sound biased, but it's looking like the best. Even the way the book is designed, the design of the book and how it's put together, how the pages are put together, I think is great. So I really hope you guys give our books a shot. Apple Black and all the other books, Hammer, Saigami, Oblivion Rouge, Massively Multiplayer World of Ghost, Titan King, and there will be more. There will be more books on the way. Clock Striker will get one. Underground will get one, Henshin will get one, and you guys will know what I'm talking about if you follow Saturday AM in any capacity. So we've been doing a lot of cool stuff. The books are actually getting major shout outs from people like Tony Valente, the creator of Radiant, who has several manga out and 2 seasons of anime. Most of you guys know who Tony Valente is, I'm assuming. Creators like Eisner Award winner Sanford Green. So these are people who are like, giving the book line a good shout out. So appreciate them. Shout outs to them. So the success of these books, especially this first year, there'll be more books as we go on. Yellow Stringer is getting the books as well. The success of these books are crucial because it'll make it easier for us to build that machine here in the West, where we have contests, which we already have. If you're trying to make your own manga, Summer of Manga is one where people turn in one shots, and the one shots we then decide one shots run in the magazine, and then based off of the feedback, we'll decide if we want to run them and serialize them, and then they'll get maybe a new version of them to run. In fact, for this month, the manga that's going to run inside Saturday AM and a bunch of the other magazines, but Saturday AM this month are creators who came from Summer of Manga. That's our annual manga contest to find new talent. But imagine you come from there, and then you have a strong chance, depending on your performance in the magazine, to actually get a book in stores, translated, all this kind of stuff, and it all kind of comes back here. The success of this endeavor. Right, there are a lot of eyes watching. If these books do well, the prospects of an anime shoot through the roof. Right, you'd be surprised the conversations that have already been had, even without this on the table. So I really hope you guys support the books. Really do. A lot is riding on it. Get as many of them as you can. I'm not crazy. I don't expect everybody to go buy all the books, right? But get what you can. It'd be really appreciated. Apple Black, I think the new cover is really good. But again, we'll do more stuff where we kind of dive into it. And all these creators are from all over the world, proving that you don't have to be Japanese to do this, even though we love all the stuff that most of, if not all the good stuff that comes out of Japan. And then I'll be looking at a bunch of questions that you guys might have. Hey, 200 people on live. Appreciate y'all. And at some point, when I start working on pages, we're going page by page. And when I start working on these pages, I might take a couple breaks here and there to do like a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions about the books, questions about anything really. And so more videos on that are coming. More videos on a bunch of fun stuff are coming. It's just been really difficult to kind of keep making manga, making YouTube videos. It is what it is. But like I said, I'll be streaming a lot more now on Twitch. So make sure to follow me on Twitch. Go to Twitch and follow me on Twitch. Twitch. Follow now. Appreciate those who have already done that. Also appreciate those who have already pre-ordered the books. A lot of you guys have actually already pre-ordered this Apple Black version, even though you have the older versions. You're along with the ride for this journey, and the story is gonna have a similar skeleton, of where we're headed anyways. But stuff will be moved around, stuff is improved, characters have changed, art dialogue has been improved, art quality it's increased. What else? There's a lot to kind of go over, but I appreciate, guys, even though you've had those versions, you're along for the ride on this one as well. And so good things, I'm ahead, right? This is just volume 1 that comes out in June, and I'm already working on volume 4. So, definitely volume 5 will come out the year after that, after volume 4 drops. And then, a bunch of other stuff is going to happen. There's some I don't want to kind of spoil too much here. Plus, we want to probably start working on going through these panels real quick. And then I'll do like a cool filter thing that I do to all my pages at the end. And then we'll go over that. Hello, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. Okay. It is what it is. I don't know. How long does it take you to finish a volume from storyboarding to inking? Man, it takes a while. It takes a couple months, and in some cases, recently is obviously it's taking years. But you guys have to take into consideration. When I did volume 1 and volume 2, I was in college, so there's like a lot of space in between, a lot of time gone. Shout out what's that? Probably one of my. Probably my first super chat in a long time, so we'll get to that. But so appreciate that. Was it Kiske? Is that, am I pronouncing that? I see that name every once in a while. I don't know. Kieske or Kiske. It's probably Kiske. So I was doing a lot of manga stuff, doing YouTube, all of that while in college. So that was really difficult. And that's why there's a lot of space. But it's going to be much easier now because I'm done with that life. I'm done with undergrad, done with grad. All the focus is here. It's still difficult because I still want to be making YouTube and all that kind of stuff because it's one of the best ways for me to promote these. Good thing is with this new book line and book deal with Quarto, there is going to be a marketing budget and stuff like that. We do hope to, we have plans to reach out to people who've never heard of us. You know what I mean? Especially if we're going to be in bookstores. A lot of people are going to be, you be going through the shelf and you see like your favorites, and then you see like an Apple Black. It's like, oh, what's this? So we hope that happens, but it takes a lot. Will volume 3 and 4 have reprints like the first volume? Well, no. First, before we get to that, let me see. What's the? Let me see. Is this your full-time job? Do you use Pixiv account? Do you think you can pull off 25 pages a week? Do I think I can pull off 25 pages a week as I am right now? Hell no. No. Hell no. 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 But can I pull off 7? Can I pull off 10? Yeah, especially if I y'all give me a second. So I can pull off 7 to 10, 7 for sure ish. I'm still working. I'm working on this new system. If you watch my last video on how to make manga pages faster, I'm trying that technique and it's been working so far. And then once I incorporate assistance into maybe handling background stuff and handling toning in an efficient way, I think I'll be able to knock that out. Is this my full-time job? Yes and no. Yes and no, because I mean, I do manga, all that kind of stuff, but I do YouTube, and I'm gonna be doing Twitch. So follow me on Twitch, guys. Shout out to those who, again, shout out to those who have already pre-ordered the books, even though you have the old. But shout out to those who already follow me on Twitch, been watching the videos on Twitch. We've been hanging out, we've been having the fun times, you know. So y'all can go follow me on Twitch, and so I'm doing a lot of social media stuff. I'm doing a lot of manga stuff, and Saturday AM as a whole, where Apple Black is published and serialized. I'm co-founder of Saturday AM, so I'm kind of a manga publisher as well. So all of it together is, I guess, what I do full time. Not always, but currently. Let me see. I was here for March on Madness last year. I want to participate. What do I have to do? March on Madness details will probably come out in February, so you just have to watch out for that. So, okay. I think we've spent a lot of time not drawing. Let's get into it. The whole point of this video, again, is for me to go through all these pages. This is in Clip Studio Paint. Maybe you guys can see it at the top right there. I'm going to go through all the pages right there, panel by panel, and just kind of doing the finishing touches of all I need to do. So you're also going to see me do a lot of like Clip Studio Paint manga tricks as well. I excluded the last 3 pages for this chapter because, especially if you've read the previous versions of Apple Black volumes 1 and 2, the last 3 pages of these are just too big a spoiler to just throw away here, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? That's just too much. All right. So, we're going to be seeing if we can knock this out here. All right, 212 people. It's much bigger than what we got on Twitch. But again, go follow me on Twitch. So let's start working on pages. I guess I can be talking a little bit as we're doing that. So first panel, I actually think is relatively done. I'm not really seeing anything glaring. Second panel, I'm pretty sure it's done. Right, second panel. Y'all can let me know if they're like, I'm also looking for typos. Let me see. Well, obviously when the book is done, you know, these books, they get, I have to kind of export them without text anyways, and the text kind of goes through more, but based on the book deal, going to go through more not excruciating, but like reviews to make sure everything's on point. So, but if I see an error very early on, I will tweak it, fix it, whatever. Third panel seems fine. Fourth panel. Is there anything? Is there sound effects? Not really. I mean, kind of. Let me toy around with it just to see how it looks. Because the Jahal's kind of scorpion sting blade thing is hitting his, you can say, badass wing. That's it's really just ink. And you know, even if it's holding it, there might be some sound effects of, you know, just the clashing between the blade and the ink. And the ink is supposed to be like, you know, sorcery, Apple Black impulse ink. It's not regular ink, obviously. And so it's like really hard. And the clashing is creating even subtle sparks. And I'm thinking, should there be like sound effects for it? There was some onomatopoeia, which is, you know, that's kind of what that is. In fact, I probably maybe pull it, have it be above certain layers. Yeah. And then I don't know. I'll revisit it. See what works. If it's weird. But I would say panel 4 done. 5 done. Right? Done. 6. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. And then this will go back to 6. And it's a subtle tweak here. It's not that huge a deal. Oops. So go back to 6, and so I'm just doing like cleanup and all that kind of stuff. And by the way, all these panels were done with that technique. The technique in my last video, you know, trying to draw fast. That's how I did all these panels. Basically, no real sketch layer. I just went off the storyboards to save time. And I think they came out okay. I think they came out pretty well. And if that's the way we're moving, I've pretty much just done something to speed up the whole process for me. I don't expect it to work for everybody, but for me, for sure. I think this panel is done too. Pretty fun looking panel. I think it works pretty well. I like dynamic panels like this. I think over the years, manga like I should probably read more manga. Probably give me more ideas. I have an idea for like a stream or a video where maybe I'll probably give you guys my credit card or give you money to buy me manga. It might be a disaster. It might be very bad. And it'll work out the kinks. Cause I think it'll be a fun video. Cause I need to like get back into reading manga. Probably give me some ideas. Cause it's been a while, and I feel like I need to. I'm still getting influence from a host of places, but like I feel like I need to refuel. In a way. I think this page is done for the most part. There's still like a filter thing I want to do at the end, but I do that once I'm done with all the pages. Okay. Panel 1 here, I think done. Panel 2 here, I think done. Panel 3 not done. Panel 3 not done. Panel 3 not done. Because I want to do some shading right here. So usually when I'm shading backgrounds, I'll do like right underneath, you know, parts of, let's say, walls or the background like this. I usually fill them in black, but then I have this layer of tone that's like for shading, if you will. And I can actually do this with, actually no, yeah. With the lasso polyline tool. Fail. And just so the edge isn't just ending in this very flat way, kind of have it fade out. And then this window, I might want to give it a gradient. A gradient that is reflective of the sky. So something like that. Maybe I'll come back a little bit. Something like that. And then that should be that. And then see some of that shading again. We'll go underneath here. And here. then we part of the gradient will be there too for the window, but it'll barely be seen. Honestly, might even probably get cut out in the print version. We might not even see that because it's so close to the edge of the panel. But I like this, you know, a nice kick, nice action approaches. I'm trying some experimental stuff, and I like what's going down so far. All right, then another panel is this same thing as before, kind of doing some a little toning in the background to finish that, and using the polyline tool again. Fill. And this time maybe I wouldn't do the gradient in the window just because it's so far out. I mean, so far out, I might just let that go. And then this like toning here, because there's one of like the country's symbol flag things right here, and it's usually toned, so I'll tone that. Character yelling, sweating, but she has, wow, I don't believe I forgot this. So she has kind of like a mole right here. Consistency, guys, it is key. That's why I kind of go through panels. So right here, I think we're good on this one. I think panel fine. Panel here, fine. These characters sometimes can be a pain because I got to do all these tattoos. But I think they work. I think it's fine. You got like some Sephiroth vibes going on with one of the wings. I think these panels are done. I think. Maybe I'll just add a little more. No. Yes. Add a little dirt on our hands. Hold up. Let me see. Come back to sketch. All right, she's coming there, and I think maybe a little dirt won't hurt. A little dirt won't hurt. Yeah. Sound effects. That's what's missing here. Some kind of sound. Something. Even an exclamation mark. As you guys know, I kind of do exclamation mark a lot if I don't want to come up with like actual words. And the size of the exclamation mark is kind of like an indicator of how I want the reader to perceive the thing. But and I usually do that on a separate layer. Why is this? Oh, that's fine. Okay, boom. There you go. And then I think these pages are done. Hit save. And I think we are good to move on. Again, guys, this is kind of what I do mostly on Twitch. And every once in a while, I might do like a color illustration as well. Because I got to do, for Saturday AM reasons, I have to draw Sano. No, I have to draw an Opal, Ruby, Rizaki, and an Aurora Sano for something. And if you're quick, you already know what it is. But so that's this page. That's 2 pages down, 6 to go. Deadline has to be met. After this is done, I actually have to. Obviously, I have to keep working on Apple Black for a couple other things. But you know what? It's not even break those down just yet. Next page. Also, this is kind of fun for y'all because you're essentially reading these pages in sequential order. If you, I don't know if you can catch it all, but this, I don't know how this first panel, I'm kind of torn on sound effects. No sound effects. For now, I'll keep it. And then panel 2, that's relatively fine. I need to come here for a second. And really make sure the tattoo looks proper. But yeah. Both panels 2 and 3 look fine. They look fine to me. Yeah, they look fine to me. And then panel 4. Panel 4, I think is fine. I could give like a sky cloud thing right here at the top, but I feel like not only is it necessary, but it's not every time you have to tone the sky. I don't think so. No. Nah. You're barely even gonna notice it anyways. And the trees on the side, like around it, or probably not. You don't always want to be too chaotic, but if that's the case, then the panel 4 is fine. Nope, it is not fine. I need to fill this in. Okay. And then maybe right here with some of the lines, the sketch lines, I can do like a little more, just shade movements, but just to form a little bit more of a stuff going on. Yeah. Seems better to me. Okay. 4 looks fine. 5. Five looks fine. You hit save. We move on to the next. And after the 4th, we'll do a little Q&A. And I'll be going through questions. If you guys want to do super chats, I guess that'll be the best way because I'll see your questions. You don't have to though. I'll go through the questions I see. But if there are too many, I'll just go with what I can see. Trying to hit save here. Okay. Next page. I think some of you all have seen these pages, and I believe I did tone these pages pretty decently. I think I should tone this because it's so close to the foreground. Even though the line, there's like good line variation because the lines are pretty thick in comparison to everything else in the background. I think it's good, and that's what panel 1. And I probably would, was this sound effects? Yes. Sometimes I have to label the layers and make sure it's the correct. Yeah. And then I go CBS and maybe, or I will hit check. Just so everything in the foreground pops more. I'll still be looking at it. If it's not necessary, then I might change my mind on that. But Do I maybe tone the whole floor? Let me see how that will look. No. And this is it, guys. When you're toning stuff like this, ultimately you just want to be able to justify the decisions that you're making. And in my head, I feel justified. Try not to miss any spot. Try to have good craftsmanship when you're putting your pages together. So we have that. Panel 2 seems fine. Panel 3. Oof, this panel was a pain. Well, it was fun. It was like a... That's the thing about making comics, man. It's hard fun. It's like you got to sit there and do it, and so much time is passing, and you're like, oh, am I wasting too much time on this panel? Why did I do this? But it looks cool in the end. It looks really cool. You guys like the stuff. I did this in, if you guys have read the old volume 2, I did this too. But these are always fun to do. It was a little difficult to do with this guy because he didn't have both his hands. He had only one. So I had to like figure out, and he's like stomping with like the horse legs too. And like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. But still fun to figure out. These panels, yeah, I think you're done. I remember paying close attention to these. So I'm pretty sure panel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are fine. 7 fine, 8 fine, 9 is definitely fine. These are the rare cases where I do this many panels. I generally don't like doing these many panels, but there is a focal point where most of the panels are small-ish, except for one big one, so it doesn't feel too chaotic. Like your eyes pretty much go where I feel they need to, and it wouldn't feel that way if I just made, say I did the whole panel, the last 3 panels as one panel, then then we're dealing with what, 7? Yeah, we're dealing with a 7-panel page. But if I did that, it will still look the way it looks anyways, so sometimes it's how you place the panels, but I generally don't like to go over 6, and sometimes I don't even like to do just one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are a sweet spot, especially 6. Anything over that, you gotta be wary. But I was okay with this. Then the next page, which is this one, panel 1, fine. Yeah, panel 2. Yeah, I'm pretty set on these because I know why I did these, and I pretty much did my best to even finish them when I did them. These are actually in the video. These are from the video, the last video. So I'm pretty sure all the pages are set. All the pages are good. Right? Right? Are they? Are they really? Good enough to where I think we can move on. Where she was. Yeah. It might be on the wrong hand. Like, sometimes just to be consistent, I need to kind of go through her rings again, just to make sure they're all on the right place. Even this right here, the wrist one. I might need to touch that because those are her wand, and she kind of has to tune them to get what she wants. To kind of, you know what? No, I'll let you guys read it and figure it out. Let me not overdo it. If you figure it out from here, you figure it out. But if you don't, you don't. Yeah, those rings, they're bothering me now. I just need to check and make sure they're on the right one. I don't want to be moving back and forth with the references on this stream, because it's an easy fix. It's an easy fix if it's incorrect, which it might be. But so far I think the panels are fine. All of them. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Moving on, next page. Okay. So here, it's kind of like a glass jar thing going on. So I kind of have to use the pot. Well, these are the last 3 pages to go through. So before I go through the last 3 pages, let's see what's going on. What's going on here with the stream? Everybody's questions. Anybody got cues? What's going on? What you got for me? Oh, Kisuke, you another. Here's a 10 watt. I know I'm gonna say you don't care about money, but I got to ask, why don't these manga to support each other? I see countless other communities support their people. I think artists are built different. I think artists generally tend to be very competitive, and that mindset sometimes can not allow for too much collaboration, or as much. Like, you obviously a lot of artists collaborate with each other. I've collaborated with a lot of people, but I think sometimes, because especially when you manga anime and you read all of them, it's like, oh, you're my rival this, rival that, which I get, right? I think that's fine, but I feel like there should be like a friendly stuff in there. With Sad Damn, we try to combat this, try to build a fun community where everybody is supportive of each other. If you notice, I'm promoting the books, but I did mention, like, all the other books need to do well as well. So I really hope you guys give Hammer a chance. Hammer by Jay Oden, who has worked really hard for Hammer. Is, if you like One Piece type stuff and you like maybe even more Western, it's kind of like he has a lot of influences from the West and Western comics, maybe like a Scott Pilgrim type stuff, which is funny because I think he's done some work for Oni Press, and he's been published in some places like USA Today and stuff like that. So he's done some fun stuff, but he's inspired by stuff like that, and he's a big One Piece person, so you can kind of see that in his work. And it's about this kid in that kind of style, energy, about a kid who can turn his hands into hammers, and he goes into this world where he's essentially trying to find his father, but there's like all these adventures along the way that I think are fun. So I hope you guys give that a chance. Oblivion Rouge is a darker Afrofuturistic kind of world, Children of War, but it's like sci-fi. It reminds me of Gantz a little bit, but obviously very different from Gantz. Gantz is like seinen, and Oblivion Rouge is more of like a seinen, where Gantz is like they're put in this world, almost like virtual reality. It's been a while since I've seen Gantz, but kind of like Gantz, but it's like these African children, and they're fighting for. It's like an all African manga type thing. Afrofuturistic sci-fi. There's like a virus going around, and the virus has plagued certain parts of the country and certain regions and people. It kind of deals with like immigration and territories, and people battling over territories, and kind of like discrimination of maybe you're infected, or they are infected, but maybe they kind of see the virus as like from a like a religious standpoint. There's a lot going on, but I think that's like an interesting stuff to tackle with Oblivion Rouge. So I hope you guys give that a shot as well. Massively multiplayer World of Ghosts. If you're big into like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh type stuff, you will enjoy that. But it's mostly like video game characters, and they come to this video game world, and they're called like ghosts. And so the main lead, who's this Indian American kid, he comes across this mysterious controller, which is leads into the game, sent by his mom, and is trying to find his mom and stuff like that. But it's kind of like video game playing, even though it's Digimon-ish, Pokemon-ish, Yu-Gi-Oh-ish, but you gotta be like a good video game player to battle other people, and there's like this mysterious underground world surrounding it and everything, so it gets into like some dire-esque situations. And so, you gotta be good at playing video games, but he's not good at playing video games, which is kind of like part of the hook of the synopsis, and he uses a lot of cheat codes when playing video games, so that's going to come into play in very fun ways. So that's a book you can also pre-order. You can see all these books if you go to that Amazon link, by the way, amazon.com/shop/WHYTMANGA. You see all these books. Saigami is like an isekai type series where she's this Saigami where she can control fire. If you're big into like an Inuyasha, to me, Inuyasha, Korra, you kind of enjoy what that has to offer as well. So I hope you guys go check that out. She also makes YouTube videos. Saigami Project. Then what other book? Then obviously Apple Black, you know. But I talk about me a lot, so we can talk about everybody else. So, bottom line is, like, with Sad Dan, we try to build stuff like that where we support each other. Again, go check out Pilot Manga. Monitor Comics is there. Ricardo is there, and you know they're I think they also have YouTube channels. They make a lot of content. You can go check that out as well and read it for free, right? On pilemanga.com, you can check that out. Saturday PM or seinen content, Underground Henshin, which is like the Sentai, almost like not necessarily Power Rangers, but like Kamen Rider type stuff series. That's in Saturday Brunch. So we do try to support each other, but I kind of get what you mean. But there is support here and there. I do have artist friends. They're here. Some are not necessarily even inside the AM type thing, but I get the kind of energy you're talking about. It's not as much as you would see saying comedian videos, comedians on social media or whatever. And then there's like a ton of artists. So it's very competitive, and I don't have all the answers, man, but it is what it is. You work with what you got. Yeah, artists on YouTube, you don't really see that many collaborations, and but you see some. What other questions do y'all got? Should have made his tattoos solid black. The tattoos they're actually, no, I didn't want them to be solid black. I felt like it'll be too, because I did look at them solid black and I didn't like it. Especially if you see his clothing is all black, and his clothing could all be part of his ink sorcery, so he might be like technically kind of naked, but the clothes are from his tattoos. But it's like I go all black once he kind of brings them to life, but while they're on his skin, I like them being toned. And the good thing is I have it on a different layer, and so I can always like increase, reduce the opacity anytime I want. Let me see, what questions there's so many chats, so many things going on. I don't know what I wonder, do you have, okay, talking to someone else. How do you make a double page spread? I go over this in a video on the channel. Kind of, if you search the channel for like going from scripts to storyboards, I kind of go over that. And in the storyboarding process, I kind of explain how I put that together, or at least it gives you an idea of how to do it. And maybe you can even come up with your own unique way of how to do the double page spreads, which are difficult to do, by the way, if you want to do them like really nice and cool. Have you heard of anime ranking of kings? If you haven't, check it out. It's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out. There's so many anime I'm behind on. I'm even behind on like the really popular ones. One Piece. I know Bleach is coming back. I am up to date with Bleach, but that's because it ended. But up to date with the anime. I'm not even up to date with the manga. One Punch Man, I'm not up to date. Naruto, I'm not up to date. I've not touched Boruto. Attack on Titan, I'm behind. I need like to cleanse. Are you okay with spoiling Apple Black? Again, with what we want to do and the audience we're trying to reach, it's only a few people who are going to get to see these pages, and then the really spoilery pages, I kind of don't share. Like if you notice, even One Punch Man pages were streamed. Some of this, like he streamed it for like drawing the pages, so it's not too big a deal. Maybe especially if I take out like the text, so maybe next time I'll do that. But the really spoilery pages, even in this case, they're like 3 pages right after the end that I took out. That was just too spoilery. So I think there's levels to it. Have you ever thought of doing less screen tones? You will save time. Yeah, here's the thing. After volume 3, I'm tweaking to be faster. I have this inking technique to ink faster. If I incorporate the assistants in the way maybe they focus on backgrounds and just toning, that'll make things faster as well. And then I'm also thinking of, one, I won't be doing the toning, so that make it easier. But then I'm also thinking of, obviously that approach is going to change the style again slightly, and then I'll just try to keep that style for the rest of the volume. And the toning style that we would use moving forward would be much simpler, and I think that will make things easier as well. So it's not, it will just be a less complicated way of toning, and I think that'll be fine. But hopefully I figure that out. And I'm always constantly thinking of ways to be faster so that we can put more and more volumes out. So, you know, volume 5 that the year after, but maybe even the volume 6. We'll see how things go. Very inspiring. Appreciate that. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go through. Oh, it's like 220 viewers. I think that's a might be a record for me on this channel. Appreciate y'all. Let's see if we can again hit the deadline. We got. Let's do this one. So, his head is in a. I guess this is a spoiler, to be fair, but it's not that. It's not that big a spoiler, to me. And it's only like what 200 people watching. We'll be all right. Especially when you look at the amount of people who are, you know, we hope to get these books to. Again, please pre-order the books if you haven't already. There's a link in the description. You know, any support is greatly appreciated. I already talked about how important it is. You know, if you want to see an Apple Black anime one day, this is the book to get. This is the one. This is the one that people are watching. You'd be surprised the amount of people are watching. We had Saturday Con recently. You can go to the Saturday AM YouTube channel where we have day 1 of the con, day 2 of the con. Day 2, I had a chat with Tony Valente, the creator of Radiant, and you know, he has 2 animes out, 2 anime seasons out of Radiant, and like his 16th volume is coming out soon. And there's like the CEO of Tokyo Pop is in there, CEO of Tapas is in there, Eisner Award winner Sanford Green is in there. So it's like we covered a lot of stuff, as well as announcements at the end of the con, kind of covering some of the fun stuff we have planned. And yeah, the support will be greatly appreciated. And so the books, there are other books. So you see stuff like Webtoon, they're making book versions of some of their top series, and the pages are free. So clearly there's an audience that just wants the books. There's an audience that just only reads the books. And so I imagine there's going to be an audience that reads Apple Black that probably doesn't know I have a YouTube channel, doesn't know any of this stuff. And it wouldn't be a spoiler to them. I guess it's a tiny bit of a spoiler to y'all, but it's not the impact is not really felt because a lot of the stuff, one, you've seen it out of context. So I don't think it's that big of a deal, but there are certain pages I definitely would just I wouldn't touch. Just also out of respect for those who bought the old Amazon versions. Like there's like a spoiler right after. Nah, maybe not right after this page, but like really close to this page. Like after the next 3 pages. Too much of a spoiler. But these pages also run in Saturday AM, so you don't always have to wait till the volume release. You can wait till the issue release of Saturday AM to read them. And essentially, they will still be spoilers, but at least they've been released. Like I could spoil stuff for you about No Way Home, but it's out at least. It's not like I'm spoiling stuff that's unreleased. Okay, so here for kind of like a jar liquid thing, and then the bubbles are kind of in this jar. Kind of erase that. Also, guys, stay tuned for the video, for a future video where I release the motion comic that I made. Has like original music too that I think would be fun for you guys to listen to, like an original soundtrack that is interesting. I'm just thinking I'll probably upload it closer to the actual release of the book. It's kind of like a reflection of stuff. A little closer to the release of the book, you know, for marketing purposes, it just makes more sense, but maybe I reduce the opacity of that. So give him more of like a shiny vibe, you know? Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks... Let me try something real quick. Do I want to do this? See how it looks. What? Oh. Oh, shoot. Wrong. It's on the wrong freaking... I knew someone was off. I was using the wrong brush the whole time. Okay. The blood on the ground, that I'll have like a gradient thing accompany that, so I'm not too worried about that just yet, but maybe fill in more parts. Okay. So that panel, this panel, is it good? Is it done? Is it, how are we feeling? Is it, I don't know. But, okay, we have to do the same thing for the jar right here. So I'm just using the polyline tool to select what I want. Yeah. Then the bubbles. Kind of like if somebody's talking in a jar and the bubbles kind of pop. Probably want them close to the mouth because of air. Might even want some that don't necessarily have like outlines for the bubbles to show a little depth. So I should, let me go back to this one and do a couple of those. Okay. Then I would do kind of tone the whole thing. So back to the polyline. Shoot. Back to the polyline. I like to tone everything that's usually close to the green. Pop. Close to the viewer. Use the real G pen. Like, how did I land on the wrong freaking... Have you ever been working on a panel or something, you've just been using the wrong brush, or you've just been working on the wrong layer the whole time? Nobody want to do that. So fill that in. Okay, and then that extra layer here for, you know, that shine. And white. It's just for the, like the glass reflection type thing. Okay. Okay. And then I think we're good. I think maybe we go to the CTS back again and reduce it, because the glass should be a little more see-through, so. Oops. Yeah, so I actually want it to be lighter there. And after that, are we good? We might be. For this panel, I think. Hit save, because you want to save. After that, we might be, actually. Yeah, I think we are. And then that panel's fine. This panel 4 is fine. 5 is fine. 6. 6. Let me see. Give me a second. Six. The thing with 6 is if I'm going to tone there, if I'm still going to work there, I'll probably have to turn off like the flash thing. Because what I'll do, what I'd want to do here is basically the sky. And as usual, you see, this is generally how I do the sky is like a gradient, and I kind of like scrape out the parts that you do this actually. scrape out the parts that I want to use to form the clouds. Sometimes don't get too carried away. If you look up, there are versions of the sky that barely have any clouds, and so you got to be prepared for that too. You gotta, not every time, you know, a cloud's got to show up. Cloud don't always got to show up to work. So let's use the brush I want to use just to get that vibe and go to town. I did this in a previous video where I talked about when are you ready to actually go make, like when you feel ready to start making manga or comics, webtoon, whatever the case may be. And you'll see me in that video back when I would ink traditionally and then tone in Clipsio Paint, but at least I'll do the inks on paper. So okay, done that sky. I've already done a lot of toning there, so I can kind of turn this back on, give you that sense that you're looking back, even though it obstructs the actual art. I'm still contemplating whether I go this route or I do the thing where the behind the panels are in black, if I don't want to just obstruct the art as much, or if I want to kind of reduce the density of the lines. We'll figure that out. It's on a separate layer, and so far it doesn't look that bad. It looks good, really. So after that page, after that page, this one, maybe the CTS to, oops, nope. Give me a second. I think that's this panel. Right. Let's see. Just from a composition standpoint, maybe I want to put like a pillar right there. So just draw more attention to what's happening in the center. Okay. Yeah. Y'all give me a second. Okay. Before I go hop back into it, was there like a somebody? Oops. Class Animated, shout out. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, you cool with someone making 3D models and animation of your manga? Huge fan. I admire your work and dedication. You got my full support. Appreciate you. Again, please, the books are right there. If anybody wants to support the books, greatly. This is the time. If that anime is ever going to happen, if if we're ever going to build, the whole idea of always wanting to go to Japan, which is fine. I don't mind one day working with major Japanese companies in the future in some capacity, but it was more about me wanting to tell my story, and I like anime and manga. I wanted to do it in that art style, but it never really was, I want to go to Japan and live in Japan and do all of that. It was never that for me. And so with Saturday AM, it's a avenue, another option, with the growing options, to be fair, but another option for you guys to be able to do what you love, do what you want to do. We want to create a world where, the content is also not always, I see a lot of guys who are making content, and I know because I used to be like that. You want to make your manga, and your manga has like a Japanese, your character are all Japanese, they have Japanese name, and you have never been to Japan, you haven't done enough research to even try to pull that off. But and it's because you at least for me, it was because you didn't really think outside the box. You didn't really see yourself in those stories, so you just thought that just wasn't how it was supposed to be. You can draw influences and inspiration from your own stuff and what you know and your own background and stuff like that. So manga with characters from different countries, not just Japan, and that's what we kind of want to push with Saturday AM, PM, Brunch, AF, and so on. Japan as well, Japan included, but not just there, and kind of open your mind. So really hope you guys support all these books out there. And again, the Amazon link is right there. If you guys want to support me, this is a great way. Obviously, liking the video, subscribing. Don't forget to do all of that. All those go a long way. I really appreciate all the support. Man, these streams are hard. It's like I can't get to all the comments and all the questions. But really appreciate you guys showing up for the stream. I don't do as many streams. I'll be doing more streams like this on Twitch. Again, go to the Twitch and subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. We just recently started doing that. I've always wanted to get into Twitch. I'm sure I've mentioned that a million times. So this time, while I'm working on pages, the less spoilery pages, I'll be doing that on Twitch, so you guys can go support there. But again, thanks, Class Animated. And for 3D models and animations of my manga, 100%, go to town. It's like fan art, you know what I mean? Or just you having fun. I'm sure if you're talking about you doing them, it's probably something you like to do. And 100%. And I appreciate the support, 100%. And honestly, if they look like really good, we should talk. Let's talk. Let me see. Is there any other question? Okay. Do I have another job? Currently, I just do social media and this. I just do social media and my manga, and again, I'm co-founder of Saturday AM, so I'm a manga publisher as well. You can say, but as of right now, is doing stuff for Facebook, TikTok, and now Saturday AM, these books and so on and so forth. Add it all up, that is all the hustle. Hopefully, as more take off, I can kind of take a few things off my plate, but it's part of the hustle, man. For now, it's hard work, and you just kind of have to go ham. Need to bounce right now, but thanks for the stream. Thanks for coming to the stream, man. Appreciate y'all. We'll be pre-ordering soon. Thank you very much. I just pre-ordered. Thank you very much. A lot of y'all and again, shout out to those who already pre-ordered prior to the stream. A lot of you guys pre-ordered. I'll have like a separate video that goes into it that kind of explains why and what this means, and why all these things are happening, because big names are paying attention. So what type of schedule is App Black on? App Black is on a monthly schedule, but obviously there will be some hiatuses in between. but it's generally on the monthly schedule. Like when it shows up, it'll show up for like a bunch of issues and then probably take a break or something like that. It kind of depends on a host of things because, again, I'm doing like a million things, so it's very difficult. But, you know, we do what we can, especially if we want to hit those deadlines, which is the point, and get these books out. Should I do manga while I'm still practicing? I would say yes, but before you start, you probably want to make sure you're at a decent level at the very least. And that comes with, I recommend go watching my when to start making comics video. I explain a whole lot better in that one. I'm trying to do traditional art and then edit digitally. The problem is that my fine liner is always faded and has too many white spots. How do I fix this? Maybe a better scanner, maybe a better liner. Because I did the same, maybe better paper, right? Maybe better paper as well. So sometimes when you erase the pencils, you're erasing off, you're basically tearing off little particles of the ink. So it might be the paper. And so I have videos where I've done the same thing, where I ink traditionally and then do digital toning, screen tones. So kind of like try to recreate that and then see what you like. I used to use the Leader B4 Type A comic book paper, heavier set, 130 kg. And I use Sakura Micron inking pens, which are partners of Sad Day M. Shout out to them. Sakura Micron inking pens, and get a good scanner, then you should be fine. Question: what are the differences between the Rockport edition and the original? I explained this earlier in the stream, but I'll do it again. The Rockport editions are one in a more manga traditional size, right? They are slightly less pages, but like the story and scenes and stuff are moved around. It is still over 200 pages. Is still over 200 pages, but like certain things and scenes and moved around. The art is better, the paper quality is better, the grammar, art, all that stuff is better. And if you look at the previous books, the previous versions of the books, you see Volume 1 and Volume 2, you see how Volume 1 has more pages than Volume 2 because it was a more, like, we're learning on the fly, and so there's a lot of things that, you know, are not the usual way. So these will have a more uniform look for all the books, right? The more similar page count. Again, some pages will also be in color, and then all our books in this Quarto, Rockport, Saturday AM line have a post-credit scene. So there is like extra content, exclusive content in there. Some characters look completely different. Like, and in my case, more so with Volume 2 and 3 and so on. But some characters look completely different. You can almost think of the Rockport edition as a different timeline in the Saturday verse. And this is a Sano variant. But the skeleton story-wise, it's still pretty much the same with, again, like certain scenes moved around. Sometimes whole chapters moved around. Less so in Volume 1, but more so with every volume going forward. And then, again, the post-credit scene. Some of all the books will have post-credit scenes, and some of the post-credit scenes will actually tease a Saturday multiverse of all our characters coming together to solve an issue. So the post-credit scene in Apple Black Volume 1, I think, is a really good one. And the fact that obviously they've been Apple Black Volume 1 and 2 kind of existed in that version for so many years, the post-credit scene in Apple Black Volume 1 is actually pretty extensive. It's not the same length as a whole chapter of a 20-page chapter, but it's still pretty extensive for a post-credit scene type thing. And what else? Exclusive art, exclusive content, better pages, better quality paper, art and grammar fixes to the T, because there's a lot more eyes. There's a lot more betting on this. It's going to be in bookstores. It's going to be have translated versions, right? So in different languages, and major bookstores, and then it's going to be available worldwide. And it has a better release schedule, as Volume 1 coming out this summer. Volume 2 is going to be coming out in the fall this year. Volume 3 is coming out next summer. And then Volume 4 will coming out in the fall of next year. Volume 5 is coming out the year after. And these are guaranteed because currently I'm working on Volume 4. In fact, the whole chapter of Volume 4 is done. And then a couple pages are done as well, like a couple pages after that. So there's all that kind of stuff going on for the volumes. And all the other books are in a similar boat. They all have post-credit scenes. They all have some colored pages. They all have, all that going for it. So these are the superior versions of the books. These are also the books that people are looking at. The numbers people are looking at. Everybody's looking at. The industry in a more professional setting is looking at. These are the books that if they do well, like not just Apple Black needs to do well. Obviously, Apple Black being what it is and me having this channel and all of that, the expectations for me are ridiculously high. But hopefully you guys support, and also we're planning for all these things. We want to get these books in front of people who may not even know I have a YouTube channel, right? So we have plans to do all these cool stuff, and so there'll be a lot of cool announcements made that I'm sure you guys would enjoy and like. And like these are the books that if they succeed, could propel things in the company to put Sad AM in a position where we're really setting in stone, being that like Shonen Jump-esque world. But again, we're doing those innovative things like the post-credit scene because we're inspired by things like a Marvel as well. If you go to the Saturday Con video, day 1, at the very end, you can see where we're announcing the schedule for for these volumes, and when they're set to be released and stuff like that. And it's a very Marvel-esque way everything's put together. Also, if you pre-order the books, you get trading cards of all our characters. Some cards will be rare than others. So like there's going to be like a Rhoda Sano rare card. So anybody who pre-orders, keep your receipts and you're going to get a free trading card. So hopefully that answers your question. The success of this is important. This is it. If building a new avenue for people who want to make manga or comics or anything like that here in the industry, like this needs to work. A lot is writing on this, and there'll be more books that come along. Excuse me, in the book line. So every book needs to perform. They don't all have the same expectations, but they all have high expectations. And Apple Black, as you can imagine, is one of the highest. But those are the differences. Page is looking clean. Appreciate that. With this text, I want to do something. Sometimes I just like that. But we'll review all of this again. And I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for translated versions of the books. This is it. It's going to be Apple Black in French, Spanish, everything. So this is all part of the Saturday AM Quarto book deal. So that being said, looking at this panel, I think we are we done with this one? Are we done with this page? I think so. So on to the next. Uh-oh. So let's do this. Let me make sure it's saving to the right place. Because also another difference is it depends on when you bought the Amazon versions, whether you have chapter 1.1 and 1.2 or you don't have those. But here they're just treated as chapter 2 and 3. And so therefore all the other chapters are kind of moved up. So what has always traditionally been chapter 7 is now chapter 9. Chapter 11 is now chapter 13. So even though even here where it says AB 22, it's really AB 25. No, 24. But yeah, safe. Yep. Yep. In fact, let me. So then we go here. Yeah. Okay, I know exactly what the first thing that comes to mind here. In this one, it's really nighttime for the sky, so this one's going to be a little different. It's nighttime. So, good. Let's do it again. No. Oops. No, 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 no. Don't do that. It is inking on the wrong layer. You do that here. It's like some of the blood and whatnot. Kind of staining his shirt. Okay. Holy. If that. I just thought of something. But yeah, we'll go to the gradient. No, it's still seeping in through, so there's something somewhere. There's a hole somewhere that I don't want. Let's try again. Better. Gotcha. So here it's kind of nighttime. And nighttime is tricky. Nighttime is tricky. Nighttime is tricky. Because then the cloud work is going to be different, and you know, and then maybe I'm trying a new approach here. Actually, don't do this like I don't do it like this very much. I don't do it like this. I don't do it like this very much. And then maybe get some droplets to no, not droplets, maybe spray. Look at that star effect. Sky. Yeah, feel more nighttime. Go back to them clouds. Yeah. Is it Benzie? Yeah, I can do that. And then you go back to the gradients because don't want these to be toned like so. I don't know how much YouTube paid Apple, but like godly, they're everywhere. And right. Here's the thing though, even though I did all of that, I might still want to tone that background a little bit in the way, in some kind of capacity. And then, nope, need a brush, thank you. Just subtle, but then, yep. Save. I think that does it. Oops, forgot right here. Gotta give it there and then come in with some of those sprays for the skies. And then there you go. What is this? And then I can put it back. And then hit save. And then I think that panel is set. Set enough. This one, I think it's fine. It's fine, but maybe move that subtly. Okay. Close that and that panel fine. That panel fine. Those are easy. Third panel, second to last panel, good. And then this one. This one definitely need to tone the sky. Yeah, for sure. Let me see what you guys are going on here. Again, shout out to everybody who's showing up. Let me see, is anybody got the cues? The panel's looking. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's a great thing. Love from Australia, Saturday AM, PM, or fire. Will this be live? Will this live be saved to view later? Definitely. I think so. I think YouTube automatically saves these, hopefully. I don't stream that often, but that's going to change. Again, if you're new, I stream more constantly on Twitch. So you guys probably want to hop on there and make sure you follow me on Twitch. Appreciate it. And maybe if, really pop off, I'll be doing other stuff on Twitch, other fun stuff, maybe telling stories, playing chess. I'm new into chess, so I'm not good. I won't say I'm bad, but I'm not good. But it'll be fun. I may play some video games, maybe some anime video games, and I also play FIFA, so definitely FIFA for sure. Maybe play you guys on chess or FIFA or Naruto or whatever I have. Finally got the PS5, so see how that works out. These things are rare, man. Things are rare. So rare. Ogono, shout outs to you. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. Nijabu, how far? What's the deadline? The deadline for this is today. The deadline for this is now. I should be over with this, to be honest, so I can move on. That hammer looking what? Okay, hammer the book, right? Yeah. All right, so let's knock this out. Let's do this sky. Maybe do a little mini tutorial here. Hopefully it doesn't. Nah, it should actually be good. So I'm just gonna select the sky with the magic wand. Expand by maybe at least one, and then I go to a separate layer and I just do a gradient, simple gradient. I don't want it to seem too dark like nighttime, so I want something lighter. Yeah, that should be fine. And like I said, I just scrape out the clouds. And I tend to do it in like some kind of motion like that. Sometimes I'll just have it be straight, but not always. I don't know if I'll put the sun in this, but we'll see. Ooh, these are not. Gotta redo all of this because this is not scraping. I was going in with white. So scrape. Thank you. What anime you guys want? Like, I'm trying to get into Tokyo Revengers. I hear it's good. feel like I've avoided Black Clover long enough. I'll probably give that a chance. I don't know 100% quite yet, but I heard the English version anime voice actor sounds annoying. That is what I have heard. Do I put the sun in this? I might, actually. I might put the sun in this. Yeah. For around the trees, I might want to do like a tree texture thing just around it. Yeah. Okay. And that's it. I think the lines and fading in the background, I'm fine with that. And you, ellipse. Sun over there. Maybe reduce it. Then give it a bit of a glow. Maybe the glow is on a separate layer. That way I can reduce the opacity if it's too much. And that will be the sky. Now I could come down here and reduce certain aspects of it, but in fact, I want to do quite the opposite. I want to add to it, just so this shows more. And then yeah. Okay. And I think we're good. I think that page, the sky, the clouds, I like how they look, and I think we are good. What do you guys think about the clouds? Okay. Our style looks like bleach. I know, right? Banana White spin-off. Just send me my check and we're good. Fire Force, Demon Slayer. Yeah, I haven't seen the new season of Demon Slayer, but I'll get to it. I've seen all of season 1. Jujutsu Kaisen, that's another one I need to see. Everyone says I should see it. I'll give it a shot. Chainsaw Man, that one is I'm interested in that one. when it comes out, I'm interested. Attack on Titan, I'm like halfway through season 3. Black Clover at least has the best anime opening. And the best anime opening for me, the best one for me still, music-wise, the animation itself and the actual anime opening is it's pretty good still. I don't know if it's the best, but the music-wise, Gintama opening 1 for me. After that, After Dark, Bleach is pretty good. Hero Comeback, Naruto is pretty good. But I don't know. It's easy for me to just say Gintama is opening 1. Yes, the sun is lit. I know, right? The sun is lit. So I think after that, this page is done enough to move on. Then here, I think this is fine. I think that first panel is good. Second panel, good. Third panel, good. Fourth, good. Fifth, oh gosh, we're about to finish. Fifth, good. Except right here. Need to tone that. Okay. Fifth, good. And sixth, good. So we're done. We're done with these pages. Okay. So now there's something I do with all my pages. And just go to the gradient layer for all of them. And this is the last thing. And after this, we'll probably call it. Go to the gradient layer for all of them. This one, I already did it for this one, so I'm not going to do it here. This one, no, I don't think I did it, so I'll do here. Here. And here. And here. And then I go to actions, and I kind of select all the tone. Fully, right? All the spaces that the tone occupies. All the spaces that the tone occupies, so select. And all kinds of tone. All of them. I already kind of created an action for it, so it's kind of just selecting everything, expanding and contracting as I see fit already without me having to do, because I already created the action button for it, so I'm just pushing a button. Again, I did it here, so I don't need to do it here. That also really like the double spread page here. You know, it's almost like the book. You know, obviously, this book version is going to get split in half, but it's almost like the character is also getting split in half on purpose. Same here. Same here. Yeah, okay. And then here. Okay. And then what I do is go back to the layers. Did I go back to the layers? Grad. Oh shoot, I have to go to grad. So go to grad for all of them. By grad, I just mean like the gradient layer. I kind of have it named grad. Like graduate. This is kind of like the last thing I do on my pages. And yeah, I already done it for this one. But essentially, I'll kind of come in with the airbrush and give them gradients where I see fit, right? Give them gradients where I see fit. just so that the digital toning doesn't come off too flat. Here, I might want to move this higher. Yeah. Just so that the digital toning doesn't come off too flat. Right? Let's zoom in, really see. So like here, the helmet or something like that. And some places where, you know, you gotta clean up the edges. Do extra cleanup. So it's not looking weird. Do I have to do that here? I do. Do I have to do that here? I do. Okay. So back to that airbrush. And if I get too dark, I can always like undo it. And Control D, save. Do it save? Save. Do the same here. It's probably a better way for doing this, but it is what it is. Save. Right. Okay, next one. Over here, see, like right there. Some places I would want it much darker, and you'll see an example soon. Clean up. Oops. Clean up. Okay, just that. Really. So, well, make sure we're done. But then I missed a spot right here. I can just select just that part and go back to the gradient, add it in there, and save. Or I can select it all again. It's not that hard. Go back to layer, grad, and do that. Save. So, done with that page. 34, okay. I'm also at the top. not the bottom. Then right here. Ora, 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 ora. Down. Here. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's too dark right here. And then that. Reduce it a little bit. And then we are good with that one. We're ready to go with this one, and then we'll go to the next. So here is a perfect example with the blood at the bottom, where I probably even want to get like extra dark with it. You know? Giving it a shiny vibe. There goes here as well. On the back. Okay. Is that good? Do I need to? Okay. Then here, definitely dark, give it like a gradient more at the top and again lighter by the as it goes down. As it goes down. Save. Actually come back. Because there's blood right here at the bottom, so again, similar thing. Probably one more around there for the floor of the blood, I guess. Which leads me here, which is where I missed a spot. Come here. Let's add blood. So the blood's going here. And then select it all again. Actually, undo. Fill out all the spots. That blood, don't miss one. Now select it again. And go back. Okay. Ctrl D, save. And I think we're done with this page. Maybe we can ease up on the darkness a little bit right here at the top. But then save. Then next, here. there. Okay. Got blood here again. Tone character. Kind of like this panel. Character kind of walking away from both of them. Then here. Some people who do blood where it's just black. It's not complicated at all. Which I get. It's different styles, and that's okay. In fact, if you get really close to the blood, then we can even erase parts of it to add like a shine, like thick. But if not, Ctrl D, save. Actually want to go look at something real quick. Is it this panel? Okay, no, it's the last panel then. Right here. So you got more blood happening here. Oops, I missed the spot. I missed the spot. I see it. I will address it. I missed 2 spots. And we've not done, yeah, missed a lot of spots actually. I'll fill those in now because I want to then kind of because he stepped in it, and so there's that. And then Ctrl D. So the parts that I've missed are right here. Go back to close, Ctrl D right here. Fill that in. Boop. And then right here in as well. And now I see here where he's holding. I missed all of that. Then do what we did. Come back, gradient layer, to get those spots that were missed. Yep. And then here, still in this gradient version, use the selection pen, and I'll just select the part or no, I'll use the polyline still, because the jar here I didn't basically fill it. Oops. Yeah, I botched that. I deselect. To be fair, I could just fill it in. Control D and just kind of erase the parts that don't make sense. Again, guys, please go pre-order the books. Greatly appreciate it. Gonna blur that, pull that in. Then gonna reduce the bobbles. There's some bubbles that maybe won't have any outlines. Like that. You know? Especially with constantly banging on the floor as it's being dragged. Be definitely a lot of bubbles. Maybe draw some behind to show depth as well. So bubbles that are happening behind the head and all that kind of stuff. Some closer together, some tinier than others, but that might be enough. Might also have missed a spot right here, maybe. So last time, grad, just to put that into perspective. And yeah. So now I think we're good. Maybe reduce it in some places, like right here on the edge. Right, where it doesn't have that much of an outline. There. There. Some shine over here. So give it a little shine on some metals. And yeah, I didn't really do it for these ones at the top, did I? Okay. Good. Trees. I might actually, because what's really happening is selecting. Oh, so it's noise rather. Is selecting all by about 4. So that's me doing it manually. Now I give the sound effects to a little something. Okay. Now I think this page is pretty much set. And with that, we have our pages. Again, there's like 3 more. I have to do everything I just did for those 3, but they're too spoilery, so I will reserve that for a private setting. Maybe this background needs, that sound effects needs the grad treatment. Looks better that way. It draws more focus to the center. Maybe I reduce it here. Save. So that's done. This one is done. This one's been done. This one's done. One more thing. I knew it. I knew it. One more thing for the glass here is the reflection, which I have at 80. Get that. Put it on white. $75. Then, now we're done. I have all the tone magic stuff happening on a separate layer. Yeah, now we're done. Let me just hold off on a panel that I think is meme worthy. Meme worthy. And then let's see what y'all are talking about before we close. Okay. Page count, like I said, is over 200. It's like 224. Volumes are like 13.99. Again, just look at the links are there everywhere. You can play around. Nikki Benoit, you're a voice actor. Maybe we could do something. Who knows? Shout out to you. Again, guys, please give it a shot. And that's right. The first chapter of Apple Black is available. So on saturday-am.com/appleblack, you'll be able to find it there. Even a Spanish version, you'll be able to find there. And you'll also be able to find a lot of first chapters on pilotmanga.com. Yeah. No, it's nighttime. It's like 6:30. So I guess it's not nighttime, but 6:30 is pretty low. I might go to the gym after this. I play a lot of soccer. Get some cardio in, especially after you sit down for a long time. You gotta get active. Feel me? Yeah, man, y'all can meme the hell out of this. Maybe that's how we take off. Maybe that's how we become a household name. Memes. Again, I do streams like this a lot, but they will be on Twitch. Please go to Twitch to follow me on Twitch. And I wouldn't be doing too many streams like this here on YouTube. So if you want to get active with me, go to Twitch. Get the book is right there. The new Apple Black cover. I have a video where I also recorded some of the drawings which I think you guys will appreciate. So there's more videos coming. I have a lot of footage of like really nice stuff. It's just the time to edit and put things together has been a little bit. So shout outs to y'all. And then shout out to everyone who showed up. Shout out to the super chat. Grading, what is that? It gives it a little bit of a gradient. In this case, just so the tones don't feel too flat. I don't care. Meme the meme possibilities are endless here. They are. Soon this page will be available. Y'all can meme the hell out of it. How many Apple Black chapters have been released so far? It will be 24 so far. 24 so far. But the chapters that's available for free is just chapter 1. How many episodes do you think story would have? It's definitely not going to be a One Piece type thing. It's definitely not going to be that. The length of the series is more along the lines of a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for me. So just think like that. And I think after that we're good, guys. Shout out to 2:30, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Appreciate y'all for coming out to the stream. It is Whyt Manga, and I'm outie. Maybe next time I'll play some original Apple Black motion comic music for y'all if I do this, but I do it a lot on the Twitch stream. So if y'all want to hear some of that music, go to Twitch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you stay notified each time I upload absolutely anything. Please turn on all notifications. Get the book, please. Get the book. A lot is riding on this. I've said it like 4 or 5 times on this stream. It is so important. There's a lot more stuff I can't say, But that's the bottom line. Get the book, pre-order the book. You also get a free trading card. Get other books as well. Use the link in the description, amazon.com/shop/WHYTMANGA. You can check out all the other books. Please give them a shot. We it's not just for, oh, because you like us. We really worked hard to make sure the books were also entertaining for y'all. So please. If I were gonna put it into volumes, I don't see Apple Black. If Apple Black, a first part, I can see it, going to like maybe 20 volumes, and then like after a little time skip, maybe like 15 volumes. So altogether, maybe like 35 volumes, 30, 35 volumes. Worst case scenario, 40 volumes, and we're done. We're done. We're out. Peace.